What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am currently standing out here in the middle of the woods and I am making my way up to an abandoned pond that I haven't fished in probably 2 years or so, maybe even 3 years. This spot has been on my mind a lot recently and I've just been so curious as to if there's even any fish left in it. I've caught some pretty big ones out here before just because it is virtually untouched by anybody. It's just been sitting here abandoned for years and years and years and years. And I'm hoping that maybe we'll be able to catch some fish. But what I'm really excited about today is that I'm gonna be throwing a crazy lure that I just got in the mail a few days ago, and I'm gonna see if I can actually catch a fish on it. And I think that this is a likely place where I'll be able to have some success with it. So I've got maybe about another 400 or 500 yards of walking to do before I get to the pond. Like I said, I haven't been here in probably at least over 2 years, so I have no idea what it looks like, if there's any water, if it's all grungy and nasty. Like, I'm going into this very blind, but I am very hopeful that we will be able to catch some fish today. So guys, if y'all are excited to tune into this one, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our future fishing adventures. But with that being said, it's getting kind of late, so I gotta make my move up to the pond. Let's see if we can catch the fish. Guys, this trail that I am walking on is basically just a game trail. It used to be a little bit more open than this, but it has just completely grown up. There has not been anybody back here in so long. And I think I'm going the right way, but it's easy to get lost out here. There's a lot of different game trails that shoot left and right. I've seen quite a few deer out here. Might see one today actually, but I think we're getting pretty close to the pond and I'm just like getting really excited because I think we're gonna be able to catch some fish, and I really want to catch some fish on this crazy lure that I brought, which I'm gonna be showing y'all in just a few seconds. Gotta get through this little spot right here first though. Whew. Up and over. Oh, there's thorns. Ah, this is crazy. Okay, here we go. I'm shuffling. Okay, there is water. We've got water, guys. Let me turn this camera around, show you guys the pond we're gonna be fishing. So we just made it here to the pond and it honestly looks better than I originally expected. The water's a little bit low and murky, but there is a good bit of water. There's a lot of nice grass surrounding the perimeter of the pond where fish can hang out in. There's some lily pads and there's also some laydowns in the pond. Looks like some beavers have been cutting down some trees and knocking them into the pond, so that should be good for us to catch some fish. But I've actually already seen a few small fish come to the surface, which lets me know that there is some fish living out here. But the question is, are there any bass? And more importantly, are there any big bass living here in this pond? That is the desired species today, and I'm very excited to try to find out. But before I make my first cast, I gotta show you guys the bait I'm gonna be throwing. It is a wild one, that's for sure. All right guys, take a look at this crazy lure we're gonna be throwing today. This is a topwater crawling bird lure. This is the Chase Baits Smuggler, and I am very excited to throw this. I love throwing crazy topwater lures. This is just your standard clanky crawling type lure, kind of like that Pikachu lure that I threw the other day. Although the Pikachu lure is more of like a wobbling jitterbug type lure, this is actually going to crawl on the surface and cause a lot of commotion. This bait's really cool, really intrigued me. Number one, it looks like an actual bird. This is the coot color. It's just kind of a black with an orange head. I like this color a lot, and it looks really realistic. It actually looks more like a parakeet or a cockatoo as far as the profile of the bait itself. One thing that I really like about this bait is it has these metal wings and it has like this metal dowel rod right here. So whenever the wings clack and hit, causes a loud clanking noise, and then when this bait crawls, it's going to bloop on top of the water. Hopefully, at least it's what it's supposed to do. The little feet on this thing kind of crack me up though. Look at those little feet. The hooks feel pretty sturdy and sharp. Should be good. I'm not sure how good the hookup ratio is going to be. Like I said, I have never thrown this bait before. This is actually the smaller version. I intended to order the big one. This is the 2.5 inch version, which is actually pretty big, but I wanted the 3.5, but either way, it should work. And oh my gosh, there's a beaver. Oh, did you see that? There's a beaver in this pond. I told you that looked like there's been some beaver action. But anyways, that is the Chase Baits Smuggler topwater lure. If we catch any fish on this thing today, I intend to purchase the bigger one because as crazy as this thing looks, I feel like this thing has the potential to catch a giant bass. So let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can catch some fish on it this afternoon. Most of the time we see me fishing out in spots like this, I'm wearing my Chacos, but today got me some rubber boots to keep me safe from getting bit by cottonmouth. I have seen a bunch of them out here, and as you can see, it's nice to be able to walk out on the edge of this grass so we can actually fish and not worry about getting hung up in it. See what happens. We'll check out the action too. Cast pretty good, and that action looks salty. Golly. Yo, that bait looks dirty. Like really good. That is filthy. Let me pitch it out here so you can see it a little bit better. Look at that. Makes a nice bubble trail. You can hear those wings clanking against that metal dowel rod. I'm not exactly sure if that looks like a bird flailing on top of the water, but that's about as close as it's gonna get, I think. Another thing that kind of resembles, honestly, could be like a cicada. You hear all these cicadas out here calling. We're here, it's August 1st today. There's a ton of cicadas out. And you see a lot of these crawling type baits that look like the shape of cicadas, so maybe that can imitate a cicada or any other sort of winged insect. All right, let's get serious. Let's catch fish on this thing. Oh, fish on! Fish on, I kind of paused it. It's a pretty good one. Fish on the smuggler. Get up here. Woo! Oh no! I got you. Oh, I still have a hook in my arm. Yeah, bud, let's go. I gotta get this hook out of my arm though. I can't tell where it's at exactly. It's stuck. Oh, whew, just barely went in my arm. That's what's up. I was reeling it in slowly. I paused it, kind of gave it a little twitch, which it didn't really do anything, but this fish came up and smoked it. Not a bad bass at all to kick off the afternoon fishing mission, but what makes this catch even greater is that we caught it on that crazy bird lure. Like, there's nothing better than catching a fish on a crazy lure like that. It just adds so much more excitement to the fish catch. Wow, he's got a big old mouth, but he's kind of skinny, so maybe this pond is lacking available forage for these guys. Maybe that's why he was desperate enough to come eat that crazy lure. Anyways, let's get this fish back in the water. Let's make some more casts, see if we catch some more fish. We've only been out here casting for about 5 minutes, and I've already got our first blow up. All right, let's go. All right, we're gonna wait out here to the edge of the water to release him. There he goes. Let's catch some more. I just kind of repositioned myself a little bit. I'm seeing a lot of swirling going on the edge of this grass over here. It's kind of in the area where I hooked that last one. There's a lot of minnows right there. Maybe there is more bait in here than I thought. That's a lot of bait fish. Look at them, they're getting rallied right now. Might be a fish right in front of us. I'm gonna cast over here though. Oh, that was not a good cast. Oh, biggin, 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 biggin. That's a good one. He just came up and slurped it like as soon as it hit the water. Stay on there, stay on there. Woo, yes. Oh, he's not that big. He's bigger than the last one though. How about that? There we go, 2 bass on the smuggler. How about it? He's actually just about the exact same size. He had that piece of grass on there, made him feel a little bit heavier. That's what's up, look at that. Look at that crazy bait dangling out of that fish's mouth. Looks like a bat right now. I've actually seen some crazy bat lures too. I never tried that one, but maybe I'll have to try that one also. This one just looks a lot more appealing to the eye though, to be honest. I mean, why wouldn't you want to throw that bait? Looks like a parrot. That is awesome. Who knows what that fish thought that thing looked like, but it doesn't matter. He ate it, and that is really awesome. Beautiful bass. Let's send him back in the pond. Let's see if we can find a bigger one. Here actually looks like a beaver trail right here. I stepped down and it was actually pretty deep. We'll let him go on the beaver trail. Bye. That's 2. Let's get another one. Oh man, landed in some grass. One thing I'm noticing about this bait is that if you get any grass on it, it doesn't want to work. Like, it wraps around in the wings. You can see I got it all over the bait right there. Like, wraps up in the wings, wraps up in the feet. It just drags it back in. So you definitely want to fish the thing around open water and not in the grass. But, you know, we're dealing with an old stinky abandoned pond, so we're gonna make the best of what we can. There's definitely a lot of open water fish, but I'm trying to key in as close to these grass lines as possible because I think that's where the bass are gonna be hanging out. That blooping sound this bait makes is so loud. I got some more grass though, dang it. It sounds great, as long as you don't hang up in the grass. I mean, it's just bloop, 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 bloop. It's almost like, I don't know, it's like you're reeling a buzz bait in really slow. It's just got a really good bubbly blooping sound. I don't know how to describe it really. It just sounds good. Oh, right there, right by the bank. Stay on there, stay on there. Yes, yes. He choked it. That was literally right beside the bank. Look at how he gobbled that bird up. Look at his little feet hanging out of his mouth. Yes, the hookup ratio is actually pretty good on this thing. I'm always skeptical about the hookup ratio on these crazy baits like this, but I'm definitely impressed with the bite to landing ratio on this guy, because we're 3 for 3. This is our smallest bass of the afternoon, but he's still a really nice one. Oh dang, that beaver just splashed behind me again. Beaver's in here scaring our fish away. Look at that, he's all flared out. Not a bad one, not a monster, but that was fun. That's our 3rd bass of the trip. Let's let him go. Bye. Oh, there we go. There we go. He freaking crushed it. He crushed it. Stay on there, buddy. Stay on there, buddy. Get up in the bank. Woo! Listen to that thing jingle. That's why I like this bait so much. It's just clanking and clanking. Nice bass. There's our 4th one. Whenever I first decided to come out here, I had no idea if the fish were gonna bite or not. And so far, I am just thrilled with the results of the smuggler right here in this pond today. We've caught 4 really nice bass. The only problem is that I only had about an hour of daylight to work with. So we're gonna let this guy go back into the pond, and we're gonna see if we can catch 1 more fish. See if we can get a 5 bass limit on the smuggler. We'll see ya. Now, as far as this bait goes, after catching those 4 fish, it still seems to be pretty intact. No issues. The feet are still on there. The metal wings still seem to be in good shape, not bent up or anything. That's awesome. Now that could change if we catch a monster. I'm sure that a big bass could do some damage to this bait, but we're gonna keep flinging it and see how it goes. Let's see if we can catch 1 more fish. I think I caught 3 of my fish on this side of the pond and just caught that first one over here. So maybe there's some more on this side that'd be willing to bite. We got about 10 minutes of daylight to work with. Oh gosh, that beaver came up again. I spooked him. He spooked me. Oh, there he is. Oh, he missed it. No. No. Dang it, that was the one we needed. Well, unfortunately, that last bass, I was talking about how the bait hadn't been beat up yet. That was a pretty nice bass that hit this bait, probably the biggest of the day. And at rest, you can see those wings are now pointing downward, which is not the way that it was. I made a few casts with it trying to see if it was still crawling. It's not crawling anymore. So that's no bueno, but it looks like you can bend the wings back, like right here at this little hinge joint right here. I know it's getting kind of dark out here and y'all probably can't really see that good. But basically what I'm saying is I think that the bait is damaged from that last bass, and that really sucks because I really would like to try to catch another one, but the bait's not swimming anymore, and I don't think I have any pliers in my bag to try to bend these wings back into place. I've been trying with my fingers for a while and it's just not really working. I don't really understand what I'm supposed to do. So that sucks. You let me down, little bird. Oh well, it is what it is. The durability of the wings was like the only thing I was concerned about besides the hookup ratio, and my fears have become a reality. That sucks, but like I said, I think we can fix it, but it is getting really dark now. So we're gonna have to gather all the rest of our gear up, hike back through the woods, and get out of here before the mosquitoes tear us up. All right, guys, well, that is not exactly how I wanted all of this to end. To miss a really good bass, probably the biggest one of the afternoon, and for it to damage slash just really tear up my my smuggler crazy bird topwater lure. We're gonna have to get home and try to see if we can fix that thing, because if you know, one fish damages the wings like that and it can't be fixed, then you know, we're probably not gonna be able to get more of these because they are pretty expensive. I think this bait costs like 20 bucks or so, which is kind of a, you know, a hefty price to pay, you know, if you're only gonna be able to catch a couple of fish on it. But guys, I'm gonna hike out of here. It's getting really dark, as you can tell. Mosquitoes are starting to come out. They're not too bad yet, but I know if I stay out here much longer, they're gonna try to eat me alive. But guys, I hope that y'all enjoyed hanging out with me out here on the pond this afternoon. I had a lot of fun making this video, and I always have a good time trying out crazy lures. If there's a crazy lure out there you would like to see me try out again in the future, let me know down in the comment section. And if you enjoyed today's episode, do me a huge favor by hitting the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of these future crazy fishing adventures. I'm Cole Harkin, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye guys.